It's time for Transportline, the program that showcases the contributions of all modes of transportation to the socio-economic growth and development of our country, Africa, and the rest of the world. Transportline is being beamed to you from the Center of Excellence, the state of aquatic splendor, and Africa's second largest economy, Lagos. I am Shina Ilegbede. Glad to know that you are keeping us company. The profession of risk management, otherwise known as insurance, has been known for thousands of years now. But it came to our country around 1921, to be precise, through the British Royal Exchange Assurance Agency. Since then, this industry has grown in leaps and bounds. But how aware or conversant are we on the relevance and importance of insurance? On this episode of Transportline, we shall be looking at transportation and insurance. You'll be wondering, transportation and insurance. Yes, everybody is feeling the pinch as regards the downturn in the economy. Inflationary trend is global, but in Nigeria, it's another kettle of fish. Hence, you see, you hit my car and no go gree. Okada, keke napep, instead of you to say, where your insurance paper, they portrait, telling you stories that you must thank God that you are alive, blah, blah, blah. That should not be it. So, why this issue of lack of understanding of the relevance of insurance in our daily life, especially in transportation? Why the low penetration? So, I have with me on set, well, I've decided to label him an insurance consultant, though the guy is enjoying his retirement age. But like we say, once you are there, you always be there. The knowledge God has given everybody should always be there by God's grace. So I have with me on set Shakiru Oyefeso, who for many years was the COMD of one of the good insurance company in Nigeria. So today he's going to come out from repertoire of knowledge of what we talk about insurance and how we can relate insurance to transportation. Chakri, welcome to the program.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yep.
My pleasure.
I've just said it. To start, why is there low penetration of insurance to the average Nigerian?
It's a very serious issue in Nigeria, in the sense that we could have looked at it from the point of education, but it might not be that alone. Also, low income, because people believe that insurance is expensive. They cannot afford it. And on that basis, they cannot get the cover. And many Nigerians, even the people that are working, they find it to do insurance policies. Majority of the people don't even have any single insurance. And whereas there are so many policies in the insurance world that they need to be able to cover their losses and to protect their future loss. And we are left alone because of lack of knowledge and lack of good income. There are poor people are too many in the country. Notwithstanding with the current situation of things now, it has worsened the case. With the middle class cannot even afford it any longer. There's no more middle class. It has been erased one way or the other. Therefore, to look for insurance, at times I ask them, motor insurance, if you have a car and it's a motor insurance, and by law, they need to comply. You cannot put your car on the road without having insurance policy. But people rather go to the back door to get a fake document. And I do ask them, 15,000 naira per annum for third-party policy. It's not much. And that is quite less than 1,500 naira per month. If you multiply by 12, it's more than 15,000, but they don't know the value. And I cannot blame them too, because they believe that the insurance company also don't pay their claims. And it's because they don't know how to process it. And if they do process, because nowadays, insurance companies has changed completely in this country, they meet their claim as at when due. And they've been doing wonderfully well. But people don't exercise their right to contact insurance company. They believe that it's a waste of time. And there's an example of an issue that happened behind my house. There's a motor trade company, and they do repair cars and the rest of it. There was a particular day, I just heard the explosion, wow! And I look at it, I said, I peeped through the window. I saw them that it was a car that they had an accident with. Right? It's an internal risk. The motor trade people might not know they need to have an insurance. And there are two classes of insurance for them. One, the road risk. If they want to test the vehicle, if they repair the car of somebody, or they are selling a car, they want to take it to somebody to purchase it from them and the rest of it, that they put a dealer number on it. Many of them don't understand that they need to have road risk insurance for that motor car going on the road. And at the same time, they need to also have internal risk, because they might be doing one thing or the other with the car in their workshop, and anything could happen. If they are testing the car and there's a fire damage, that erupts. Road risk and the internal risk. The road risk covers those incidents that could occur along the road. The duty of care they hold to pedestrians and other people, users of the road. When the car is on the road, they need to insure against it. Even though the car is new, they want to take it to the buyer for sighting or something like that, or they are testing the car one way or the other, if what they've done on it is appropriate or not. And there's another risk that it can occur at their warehouse or where they are, their garage, and that's garage risk. They need to have an insurance for it all. But many of them are ignorant of that, and they don't take care of it. They don't pay for it. And these are minimum money. It's not too expensive. Even the so-called motor insurance these days, they've so done it for them in a way not to consider the coupe capacity, your profession, and the rest of it. They rate it based on 5% or thereabouts. And if you have good claim experience, you could have claim discounts, bonus. And these are factors for the insured to be knowledgeable, the people to buy insurance. And that's that on the motor side of it, because I think motor is the one that is very common, available for them to buy and then be able, and they have 3 classes of insurance on that. They can have comprehensive, they can have fire and theft risk, and they could do only third-party liability. The third-party liability is so important because of the duty of care we hold to one another on the road. And that's very important. And we hold it to, not to the bodily injury only, also to the property damage and to other motor users. And I've seen a lot of problems that has occurred in our road for little dents or collision.
You hit my car,
they begin to waste people's time, and then they will cause a kind of a traffic jam lock that you could take somebody about almost 20-30 minutes to get over it. And at the end of the day, when we get to the front, we keep saying, nothing happened. Why this traffic? It was an accident that occurred that they couldn't settle themselves on time. It took them a long time before they could sort it out. They don't know their rights. Even some of them have insurance, but they don't know their rights. And insurance people too need to continuously be talking to public to encourage them because we've collected enough premium that's adequate to meet the liabilities. Because the insurance does not limit to Nigeria only. When we do insurance in Nigeria on motor car, it's an international business. There's reinsurance on some of it also. And for insurance of comprehensive on a car, for instance, and the sum insured now, 300 million naira, and insurance company might not be able to bear it all alone. It might be the first 10% of it, 30 million naira, that will be its own. Others will be arranged on excess of loss basis, which will be pushed out. And there are some reinsurance experts in the country, like we have Nigerian Re, we have Continental Re, and so many other insurance companies, Munich Re, Swiss Re. They come all the way from abroad, and they purchase this treaty, and it is available. Therefore, no matter the amount of the loss that we could be confronted with, it is insurance companies are capable to pay the claim. I think we should encourage our public to understand the fact that they should start to exercise their rights. They have a lot to gain by it. And Nigerians, we need to really believe in one another. When a paper of insurance is shown to you, believe in it. Another problem with that is fake insurance, and we should try to guard against that. People should do appropriate insurance. Like I was saying initially, I said the cost of insurance or the premium they pay is so little on the top party. 15,000 naira constitutes that you are only spending 1,500 per month to have it. And I don't think that is too much for a year contract.
Okay, Shakiru, thank you very much for going deep on the aspect of road mode of transportation. Another mode which I would like you to explain to us has to do with aviation. Generally, we know that aircrafts and airlines insure passengers, air travelers. But the air traveling agency will tell you, go and collect, it's better you do personal insurance. How relevant is this?
Yes, I think there are two things on that. The risk that the aircraft takes is part of the money you have paid for your ticket. When your name is on the manifesto, you are covered by whatever that happens. There's the passenger risk, the aircraft risk. We are not concerned about the aircraft risk. The aircraft risk is by the owner of the aircraft. They will do the insurance on the aviation. They call it all insurance when it comes to that. But the passenger has paid, because if there's anything that happens like death or body injury as a result of that flying in the aeroplane, then their family can take benefits that is already agreed on the Warsaw Convention, the Hague Protocol, and also all this international convention has been put in place to meet the minimum benefits for the air passengers. But most importantly, the other side of it, when you're going to another country, some country demand that you cannot come to our country without having a medical insurance. It is on that basis some of this IATA has put it in place for those people that are selling the ticket to actually request them to pay for the medical insurance. And I think that is an area, and it could be useful because when you are alerted from the plane also, anything could happen. You can be in the car taking you back to your base. You have left the aircraft. Anything could happen over there too. You could run to an accident and you can fall sick, you know, because these are foreseeable risk, and that is why they've been able to put it in the place. Because some countries, their medical is free for their citizens, and they don't have mind of saying when they bring anybody to the hospital, they say no, they can't treat you. The first role is to ensure you have, they are after humanity. They must ensure that they save life. But however, when they've saved life, you must be able to meet their costs. And that's why they said they should have medical insurance before they travel.
Thank you very much. Today, insecurity is very prevalent in Nigeria. And one mode of transportation is not only affordable, but it's accessible. Unfortunately, not to the general public, but to limited areas because of the networking of that particular mode. I'm referring to the railways. Railway, as of today, is not connected to all nooks and crannies of Nigeria. That notwithstanding, there are certain routes that Nigerians will prefer from, for instance, Kaduna to Abuja, Lagos to Ibadan, Warri Itape, that's on a standard gauge. And you take the narrow gauge from the southeast to the north, they prefer to do it. But that notwithstanding, now currently we have is that there's a derailment or there's vandalization, so which will eventually lead to derailment. What type of insurance should railway passengers take?
What we're seeing all along with the transportation insurance is actually the liability side of it to the third party and passenger risk. We've got instances whereby two trains collide with one another due to wrong signal and the rest of it. The so-called coaches will be seriously damaged. And on that basis, what insurance companies are telling them is that they should be calm. We will meet their liabilities. We will repair it, we will replace it, we will pay the claim. And that is the essence of that when we go into real insurance. But as regards the liability, there are sometimes the people have shock when they are inside the train due to sudden commotion or whatever that happens on their routes, and which could lead to fatal injury, and it could even cause death for some third party because of lack of signal. They can eventually eat one another, and some people are they call them skull egg, people that they don't have the same shock. You have different ability to withstand shock. The one you feel that okay, you can absorb it, another person might not be able to absorb it. It can lead to his death and the rest of it, or maim the person, and there's insurance for that. And then I think if it's reported, because the Nigerian Railway should have a blanket insurance. For now, it is a public terrain that we have railway. No individual has a rail or train, except in their factory where they have a small train to move them from one place to the other, which we see often at the airports. And when you go abroad, there's a small train that will take you from one point to the other, and that's owned by the airport authority. And they will also have an insurance for that. And any incident that happens, whether opening the door, locking the door, people can slip off and then get injury and the rest of it. These are things that are covered. I think Nigerians should be aware, more so that they want to develop our international airport now, Muritala. I was there last week and I can see the magnanimous work that they are doing. I think they will have to put those kind of a train. And they have similar type in Abuja.
Abuja, yes.
I've been hearing that
it's in Abuja.
People from one place to the other. They should arrange insurance for the passengers. Because the aircraft
insurance is different from
has stopped as soon as they are alighted from it. And from that place, they should take an insurance for that. I remember the incident that happened sometimes that they said they abducted a lot of people inside the train from Kaduna to Abuja. It's a very sad story. There's a lot of insecurity. Effort should be done in that direction too. That the people, government shouldn't be paying for that. If there's insurance in place, and they can cover such menace or such risk. And that's the essence of insurance company, because we are risk managers. We are to tell them the challenges and problems they likely encounter by going through this means of transportation.
Before we draw the curtain, one aspect of insurance that I believe that those who live in the riverine areas will be very, very much interested in has to do with frequency of boat mishaps. Where at times they say it's due to overloading, at times they say it's due to the time the boat took off from the jetty. At times they say it's because the so-called captain is not that trained to man. So they get on board, get offshore, and you have what you have. Is it NIWA? Is it LASWA? Is it other state waterways authority that should be responsible for the insurance of all those boat mishaps?
Yes, they are talking about sea.
Yes. Inland waterways, to be precise, in Nigeria, yes. Not international, within our shores.
I've listened to so many news, and then I've seen it on the TV. The kind of boats they see, as we see, I think they are substandard. And when something is substandard, at times you might not go for insurance. Because I was going through it one day when they said at Hanugungun in Kebbi, there's a boat mishap. And I saw the kind of a canoe that they are using, with the kind of that they don't control, wooden constructed and things like that, and they don't control the passengers. They go for overloading of their passengers. That should be something that they call the capacity that the boat can carry. They should know that if it's 15 passengers, if it's 20 passengers, it should not be more than that. I think the most of the problem is as a result of overloading that has caused such kind of a thing. And with our tier government that we have, the local governments, the state, the federal, I think it's high time. We should look into it like Lagos State is doing in their own way, because their own boat is a bit more standard.
Yes,
and then they also standard, you know, and then they also have this life jacket that they supply to the passengers when they're
boat travelers, yes.
You know, and that is very good. But we should focus how to improve that standard from the wooden boats, and then they should also
fiber made to standard modern ferries.
I think that's the better ideal thing.
Do we have? Assuming that you have a modern standard boat or ferry,
yes,
can you insure them?
Oh yes, it's insurable.
Okay.
Because it's insurable, and the owner of the boat or the small ship that we are talking about, yes, will pay the insurance and they cover the passengers, both flow and tow at any one time. And then if you're on board and there's an incident of sea perils that happens, whether collision, whether storm damage, that could wind, you know, that could cause a lot of incidents like that, it is covered.
Shakiru Uyefeso, I want to thank you very much for finding time to come out of your quote unquote your retirement to let us benefit from your repertoire of knowledge as regards insurance industry. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Yeah. That shows you that everything doesn't have to fall on government laps. Individually and collectively, we have a role to play as regards safety of our lives and property. One key element is insurance, risk management. Insurance is very important, especially today when you know that majority don't even know when the next meal is coming from. And that means, insurance or no insurance, you have to be compassionate. But that is not the end of it all. Whether it's traditional religion, Christianity, or Islamic, you must have compassion for your fellow human being. That way, we have a better society. Till next time, bye bye for now.